guess the growth is up 105%. Cash flow is now positive. Dara Khosrowshahi, you are a miracle worker. You said that the goalposts had moved in a May letter, and that you needed to show that you were making money. And I said, this is one guy who will do it. How'd you do it?
Well, listen, I will say that it wasn't just the May letter. It's a bunch of work that we've done over the past couple of years. And the May letter for us was symbolic in saying, hey, this is real. We're going to drive profitability. And you've seen the results, right? Which is the top line is strong, $29.1 billion in terms of gross bookings, up 36% constant currency. EBITDA, $364 million, well above our guidance range. It's $800 million better than what it was last year. And then, of course, show me the money. Free cash flow for the first time ever, $382 million in free cash flow. So it was a really, really strong quarter. But what's important to me is it was a strong quarter, both top line and bottom line.
Right. Now, I thought what was interesting is that there's lots of changes in the industry. Your delivery business, great. The number of people who want to be drivers, great. The EVs, great. I mean, you've just checked box after box after box that a lot of people doubted that you, and I know your team, could do. This is a rather quick turn. So was the underlying business always great, or did everything start going your way at the same time you said, you know what, we got to start doing a cash flow?
I think we've always been the leader in our category. Now, you talk about the economic weakness, and there's a lot of talk there, but there has been a shift from spend on retail to spend on services, right? And we are the ultimate service company, and the world is reopening. Our mobility business is hitting it out of the park, not only in terms of top line and bottom line, but also in terms of competitive position. And in a market where more capital discipline is needed, you know, we think that accrues to the biggest player, to the biggest brands. Uber, we're the most diversified. We're an all-weather company. If a market's closed, then delivery does great. When the market opens up, the Uber mobility does great as well. So this is actually, in a funny way, a capital disciplined marketplace is the perfect market for Uber to compete in.
What's going on with driver supply? Right? Your courier base is all-time high.
Yes.
It seems like the other day, all we talked about was shortage of drivers, when's autonomous eventually coming to rescue us from this conundrum, this crucible?
Well, we're still working very, very hard in terms of our driver supply. And there are three elements that we've worked on. One is driver onboarding, make it easier for drivers to come on board. And one of the structural advantages that we have is you can come on to Deliver for Eats. It's a lot easier and quicker. Then we'll graduate you over to mobility. And the money that you can make in mobility right now, it's $37 an hour in the US for drivers who are driving for mobility. So it's substantial. The second is work on the experience. Once you're on the platform, you're earning well. How's the experience? Our customer service is better. We've just innovated on showing upfront destination. You know where you're going. You know the price that you're getting. That was the number one complaint that drivers had. And we've innovated and responded as well. And then, of course, the earnings help in this environment as well.
Where do you think they're coming from? Are they already employed? Are they coming off of a job, or where do you think the supply is feeding from?
So we have 5 million earners on our platform, so they come from all walks of life. Some of them have another job, some of them are returning to the workforce as well. One constant factor that we see is that 72% of our drivers say that inflation and being able to pay for your groceries or being able to pay for your kids' expenses, et cetera, played a part in their decision to come onto the platform. And we think having flexible, lucrative work like Uber available, it's good for the economy.